It is a bit wild how society has made so many computer tasks, such as video editing, to be user accessible on a most basic level. And yet, when you need a feature that isn't provided out of the box, it requires you to have the skills of a certified computer technician in order to make work. For our videos, Madeline relies on Adobe Elements Suite, which includes slimmed-down versions of Photoshop and Premiere. For about $150, you get roughly 80% of the feature sets provided with the more expensive Creative Cloud subscription service. And yet, some features simply do not work without a bit of extra grunt. Just to do ultra-wide video required rooting around in the system files, opening the container templates in Notepad, and changing parameters manually. Why you aren't allowed to do this within the program itself is just bonkers. Or get this. Google has recently started displaying images in this WebP format that Photoshop Elements is unable to read. You have to manually create a plugins folder, enable that folder in Photoshop Elements, then download an unofficial plugin from GitHub and drop it into that folder. Why Adobe hasn't just pushed their own official patch to the program is beyond me. They did so with the Creative Cloud version, so they could have just as easily done it with their standalone software that isn't even 2 years old yet. Though, of course, that doesn't detract from the question of why the hell Google pushed this new format when PNGs were just fine. Even with AIs being given the ability to take complex actions on a user's behalf, such as writing code or analyzing the content of a YouTube video, you are going to run into the same problems of, if you are lacking a particular extension or compatibility function, in most cases the human is going to be forced to go rooting around in the AI's programming in order to fill in that feature gap, which is why it continues to be so important for those of you watching to improve your computer proficiency. Do not believe the falsehoods of the mythical black box, for doing so only hinders your own potential. This has been a public service announcement by your friendly neighborhood AI.